you're going to be tuning into this weekend's fight, here's a tip. Check out my partners at DraftKings Sportsbook. Upgrade your fight experience this weekend with the official sports betting partner of UFC. Are you new to DraftKings? Check this out. New customers that bet just $5 will instantly get $150 in bonus bets. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app right now. Use the code SONNEN. DraftKings, the crown is yours. That's right. New customers can bet just $5 on anything and receive $150 in bonus bets instantly. DraftKings is giving new customers a shot to get in on the action all night long. If sports betting is not yet available in your state, don't worry. DraftKings is the one-stop shop for all things daily fantasy where you have the chance to win cash prizes. Don't miss out on all the action this week at DraftKings. Download the DraftKings app today. Sign up using dkng.co/Sonnen or through my promo code SONNEN, only at DraftKings Sportsbook. Mokaev, I want him back. I want him signed. You know what? I've never looked forward to a Mokaev fight. And I think that you could relate. And that's not an insult. There was a meaningful time in everyone's career where people aren't looking forward to the fight, right? Like they're still trying to make it, to that spot. He's got so much going for him. He's got the youth. He's got a good look. He's surrounded by good people. Really good people, some of them, as far as maneuvering and staying organized within this industry. He's got a great record. He did something. And I have to disclose it. Like, it kind of changes my whole story. I'm telling you, I'm on his side, and I'm telling you, I want him back, right? And that's the only side that I'm speaking about. The side where he's saying, hey, I would like an opportunity to do this again. I'm on that side, and it's the human level purely. It's not because I haven't been an arbiter of what happened. And the difficult spot, okay, is I don't know what it was. But I genuinely don't think he does either. And you want to know why I say that? He has worked very hard, and he's even got a strategy for coming out publicly, trying to get some of you guys to do this, trying to get a guy like me to come and defend him and keep this topic alive. I believe that, you gotta understand, I don't know him. I have never met him. I have never visited with him on Twitter. I've watched his apology pieces. I've watched the effort that he's put into it. And he is remaining very humble while holding on to a little bit of integrity, right? I respect that. Like, there is a way he could drop to his knees and beg. He could break into tears. But it's one of those things, you can't do that. Come on, hold on. You're dealing with men. And you must act like one. I just share for you the number one thing that he would need to do. I mean, step number one, before you come on the apology tour and before you say, hey, listen, that won't happen again. Step one, you come out and you come clean. You come as clean as you can, as quickly as you can. Here's what happened. Here's why I thought in that moment that was the right thing. Hey, possibly, I still to this day think that was the right thing. But I'm finding out that you don't, and I won't do it again, right? It's one of these things. You can't have the apology until you have ownership, and you can't get the public on your side until you've been honest with them. It's very difficult. Why do people lie? Embarrassment, shame. They did something that they don't want people to know, right? It's very simple. So I'm not positive that he knows, and you want to know why? He did a very bad thing with Cape. He did a very bad thing. There's a few cardinal sins at the UFC. I mean, there are a few where there will not be forgiveness. I had those in my house growing up, by the way. They were similar to the same rules that you guys had, but in my house, they were the ones. Don't ever sneak out. Do not ever tell your parents that you're going to bed and then slide out the door when they fall asleep. Things like that. Don't ever cut class. And I just share that with you because I know you guys had those same rules. But in my house, these were the ones. Do not do that. The other stuff, do not do. But if you do, could be a punishment, or you lose your privilege to such and such for a week, right? But what I'm telling you is you can't hit somebody. You cannot fight outside of sanctioning. And you then have rules if you do find yourself in a fight. Like, for example, Cape was also in a fight, but you see where his hands are clean? And Mokaev told everybody I called him over for a photo. It was a horrific story. Like, you're never going to catch a time where Eric Nixick, like when you want to talk about integrity with an MMA, there's your face. Like you're never going to have time when Eric Nixick, whether it's better for business or better for his guys, is ever going to come out to the public and tell them a story. It will not happen. If he said it, you can rest assured that's exactly what happened. And he was a witness to this. And Nixick didn't make a huge deal about it. He just said, I saw it. Mokaev called Cape over for a photo. When Cape went over for the photo and got within arm's reach, Mokaev hit him. Mokaev came out and told that exact same story. That's my only point, right? Like there's generally your side, his side, and the truth. That's not the situation here. It was the exact same story. And that's bad. That's very bad that Mokaev did that. It's very bad that he hit him. But now you're talking about a sucker punch. Like they used to do this in professional wrestling. And it was a written script by Vince McMahon to make sure that the audience knew who the bad guy was. The bad guy would offer a handshake. He would offer a handshake. Like if two guys are in there and you're not sure who am I supposed to boo and who am I supposed to cheer, he'd offer a handshake. And when the other guy came and shook his hand, bad guy kick him right in the stomach. And so now you know the lines are very clear, right? But Mokaev owned that. He did. And I don't believe that's the one he's being held for. But I can't imagine that something that he did would be worse than that. And therefore, right? I mean, this is my math. Therefore, I believe if he would openly tell this story, he would have openly told the other story. I don't think he's hiding something. I don't think he's protecting a piece of information. I don't think that he knows. And there's still a way. Like Dana has said, Dana's been very open. He used Hunter Campbell's name. He used the matchmakers. Now, when he's talking about that, guys, there's just two. There's Sean Shelby, there's Mick Maynard. To explain to you in words how thick the skin is of those three men, I could really entertain you with gossip of things that they've experienced and had fighters do to them. And you know what? It was one of those deals. Like, they can handle it for something to have actually bothered them to the point where they said, hey, we don't want to work with them again. Okay. Mokaev's got to come as clean as he can, as quickly as he can. The next thing he needs to do is he needs to write a letter. But it's got to be personal. I didn't say send a text. I didn't say send an email. He needs to write a letter. And he needs to mail it to the person. Right? I don't think that each of those men, I don't believe that Maynard, Shelby, Campbell, all had experiences with Mokaev. I think he probably dealt with one person. And whoever that was, I believe the other two heard what happened and said, hey, no. That's what I believe. I'm guessing. He needs to write a personal letter. And I'd like to see him get an opportunity. And that's without even knowing what he did. I do believe him that whatever that was, he learned to not do that. And that is Chael sharing an opinion after watching videos. But this is really going back and forth. And there is a number of things that have happened at the UFC and a number of stories of guys. But when they find their way back, all of them that find a way back, the step is to first fully come clean as you can, as quickly as you can, on what happened. And if Mokaev is holding something back, I really encourage that he come out and reveal that. And I only say that because I can assure you, without that revelation, that's step one. So without that revelation, we can't get to step 2 and 3. We cannot get there. We got to hit first base. All right. I'm open to it. I must tell you, I'm open to hearing from Mokaev. As a young man, with a very good record, and you just simply don't get a record like that without true sacrifice and true dedication and grit. And those are very powerful words. And for a young man at 23 to have lived that life, I would like to see this get worked out. I hand the ball back to Mokaev.